What's going on, ERB sports fans and baseball card fans out there everywhere? In fact, we're going to talk about the channel here. It is 2025. Yes, we've turned the calendar year. It's hard to believe. It's 2025 already. Seems like just yesterday we were at the year 2000 or the year 2010. Now we're in 2025, and heck, in a couple more years, God willing, I'm going to be 50. Well, not quite yet, but there are people turning 50 this year. For all of you born in 1975, enjoy this year. Make it your best year yet. Well, for the ERB Sports channel, for those of you who are new here, this is a channel, E standing for eating. I was a competitive eater in the Major League Eating circuit. I do a contest or two from time to time. The last one being in December. I did the undercard event at the St. Elmo Shrimp Cocktail Eating Contest. Didn't win that one. I ended up finishing second. Lost by a shrimp to the guy that won, Matthew Rabel from Peoria, Illinois. I've gone against him plenty of times at the table, and we're usually neck and neck. I knew it was going to be close. I was representing Team Oregon. He was representing Team Penn State. He took me out. I didn't get any footage from that one, but I probably should have. For all intent and purposes, that is probably going to be one of my last Major League Eating events. I don't think that I'm going to be doing any going forward. I had some health issues last year. They still aren't completely resolved, but they're getting better. I'm learning to cope with it. It's really hard to explain what went on, but the easiest way to explain it is taking it day by day. The same way I learned how to stop drinking several years ago was day by day. You just say, I'm not going to do it today. And when it comes to these health scares, you just say, let's make today a good day. And you go to bed, you wake up, let's make today a good day. And that gets me through the days. So moving right along, the R in ERB, ripping, that is all things sports cards. That can be opening sports cards, it can be talking about sports cards, talking about print runs, talking about players, talking about MVP odds, and how that might affect their performance when it comes to the market for their particular cards. Talking about cards when I go to a card show and pick them up, go to my LCS, pick stuff up, anything ripping sports card related, anything related to that is the R. B, betting. I haven't done a whole lot of betting on this channel, to be honest. The only thing I really bet on is the betting on IndyCar races. I had a pretty good track record in 2023 or 2022, I think. Last year wasn't the greatest. I mean, I was probably 500. Not to borrow a pun, the Indy 500, right? Yeah, it was basically a 500 record. I was like, I won as many times as I lost. But the one time I did win, I had a long shot to win at one of the latter races of the season. I ended up doing pretty well on that one. So came out ahead on the season, but we'll see what happens this coming season. The season starts in March. You can guarantee you we will be betting on IndyCar races for those of you who are interested in that. I am still trying to figure out whether or not I want to bring the true betting, like daily fantasy, parlays, that sort of thing. I know it's very popular on YouTube, but as a variety channel, that doesn't usually bode very well because the algorithm does not know who to send your content to. They're like, well, this person watched content that was similar to yours, so we're going to send them your channel. Well, what is my channel, right? It's 3 different things. And that probably hinders me as we get into the goals for 2025. I've got to figure that out. So that is on me to figure out. But anyway, 2025 resolutions. What am I going to do differently in this particular year? Well, I didn't make a lot of content regularly on the backs of the health issue that I had from around June on last year. I was very sporadic. I think I took 2 months off. And then I took 2 weeks off here recently because I was out of state, had a lot going on with Christmas time. I'm going to try and get it back into a regular cadence of doing some videos. At least, I can't promise every day. I don't think that's me. I'd like to do every 3rd day, maybe 3 times a week. We'll see in certain weeks if I can fit 4 videos in. Being an empty nester now, my son's off at college, but he's been home the last 2 weeks. It has been a little bit easier to find time in the day to make these things happen. I've got a lot more free time on my hand when I'm not chasing around to sports events for my son for cross country, track, or whatever else he was doing at the time, archery, a bunch of different stuff. So I am gonna do my best, like I said, to do content at least 3 to 4 times a week. Now, if I take a vacation and I don't post anything for a week or two, don't crucify me. I'm doing my best to make sure that you guys are engaged with the channel, that you're having fun out there, that I'm engaging with you, and I'm engaging with everybody else that that has similar channels around there. So we'll see how that one goes. Next, to go with the theme of trying to be more consistent, this channel is approaching 3 years old, and we are still shy of 1,000 subscribers. That has to tell me that my channel stinks. I don't get it. I have averaged over the last 2 years on this channel, for every video I make, I get about 1.5 subscribers. Now, that's on me, but I don't know. I mean, maybe it's on the YouTube algorithm. I don't know, because I have consistent videos. I'll have a good month and then it'll just completely drop off and nothing will happen for 2 or 3 months. But I think a lot of that's probably on me. So I'm gonna be better, be more consistent, but I still got that 1,000 subscriber goal. I really feel like we're gonna get there this year. I mean, how could we not? We're 50 away. Now, don't everybody unsubscribe and make me eat my own words. But if we get to 1,000 subscriber, I'd like to do a giveaway. I haven't decided yet how I want to do that. I'd like to even have a little bit more of a carrot out there to try and get to maybe 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That would be a stretch goal, but we'll see how that goes. The other thing that I want to do differently this year is focus more on the, not necessarily hobby positivity of like calling out the BS and stuff like that. Like there's still going to be theft. There's still going to be things we don't like about print runs and prices on, boxes from Topps, Fanatics, whether or not the bots are going to gobble up everything like they did yesterday with Topps Genesis. God, I waited for a half hour on the website. I tried to cart just to get a few boxes because I know my wife is a really big Disney fan. I couldn't even get any, which was really unfortunate. I'm not going to advocate for buying secondary market on those. I think the prices on those is ridiculous. A lot of FOMO going on that particular product. Topps, you got to do a better job on that. That's terrible. But anyway, focusing on the positives about the hobby and that angle of it, right? There's positivity in eating too. There's positivity in betting, but positivity in hobby is just focusing on things that you enjoy, right? Collect your favorite players. De'Aaron Fox for me. Heck, he even got shoes. I should do a whole video. I know there's plenty of channels out there that do videos breaking down the shoe deal that he got from Under Armour. But the one thing I really like, I don't know if you can see it there, his logo is absolute fire. I'm telling you, that Fox with the D, just the way that kind of works, it is good. They're very comfortable shoes too, by the way. My wife's gonna hate me, but I already got 3 pairs, so I can't help it. What can I say? I'm not a shoe person, but my favorite player comes out with a signature shoe. I'm gonna be buying them. So anyway, moving right along. In addition to hobby positivity and other things that you enjoy about collecting cards or being in cards or being a sports fan in cards, even being a Marvel fan or Disney or whatever, there's going to be ways to have fun. And don't lose sight of that. Have fun. Most of all, it doesn't have to be you're in breaks, you're opening hobby boxes, you're buying stuff at your LCS. Just go have fun. Go have fun collecting your favorite players. Go have fun chasing your favorite players down at a card show, chasing your favorite players' memorabilia down. That's not really memorabilia, but you get the point. Other things that really just make it worth your time that you're investing to feel like, you know what, that's really fun. That's really, really what I would like to make more of in the content side of things. In addition to that, we'll go back to eating here in a little bit. The fact that we never really made a ton of eating videos, except for maybe a few sporadic content-based things on like a eating contest I did. One thing, I talked to my friend George Chigger. He's a Major League Eater just like I am, that we were talking, and he stayed with us for the St. Elmo Shrimp Cocktail Eating Contest. And we were talking, there really aren't a lot of podcasts or regular shows that talk about Major League Eating and the competitive eating circuit. I'd like to be that person. If I'm not going to be at the table, I do enjoy eating. I do enjoy eating because food tastes good. And eating fast is fun. And hanging out with all of those folks at the St. Elmo Shrimp Cocktail Contest really has me second guessing whether I want to truly step away from eating going forward. But I have to stay true to my conviction. My conviction with my doctor was it's in my best interest to not do that going forward. We don't know that had anything to do with the health issues I was chasing, or facing, but I'm just not going to want to take that chance going forward. The undercard event in the St. Elmo's contest was perfect. It was a pound of food, 2 pounds of food. Sorry, I had to eat it as fast as I could. Ate it in 90 seconds. So that it is what it is. That skill is never going to leave me. But I don't want to chase volume anymore. Anyway, moving right along, talking about an eating related podcast/show. I have a theory that there is a market out there for a build up to, let's say, the Nathan's event next year, or what happened with Kobayashi and Joey, to bring them on to a show and talk about the event and then follow the season along. Who are your top finishers routinely? Who gets top 3 the most? Just kind of the metrics of it, and just trying to get a little bit more known about the personalities behind the people in eating. As a person who knows many of them and knows many of their backstories, there's a few I don't, that I've never actually eaten at the table with, but a lot of them are regular people. They have regular jobs. They're not all like Joey. They're not all like Matt Stoney. They're not all like Kobayashi. They have regular jobs, and they just happen to love eating. So I'd like to have a regular voice on YouTube that surrounds that particular sport with that theme in mind. Now, the question is whether I want to make it a niche of this channel, ERB, making eating podcast content or something like that, a replacement for true eating content by me personally. But I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to do that. I'd like to do a little bit more research and figure out if I want to make just a separate eating channel, what I'm going to call it, and put out a schedule and have guests on every week and build up to the bigger events. Like I said, just keep it moving, keep it fun and interesting for others. So, and then in addition to that, we have the Step in the Box, and I have a regular show on his channel that we haven't done much lately, but that is the Batter Up segment. I'd like another show like that on my channel with my own audience, where it's just me and another guest, not a co-host, but just me and another guest. And we just bring in a guest every week, similar to like Carlson Cards, I think, does that. And I know Ziggy Noah was on his show routinely, and I know they do those sorts of things like on a regular basis. It may not be weekly, it might be monthly, it might be bi-weekly, but I'd like to do that going forward, of having a different person on every week talking about maybe their collection. Heck, maybe I get Nat Turner on the show like I've seen some other people get. That would be a lot of fun. Nat, if you're out there, hit me up. I'll put my email in the description down below. You can let me know if you'd ever want to be on a show. Maybe you'd be my first guest, maybe my last guest. I don't know. That'd be fun to do. So another thing that I want to change about 2025, like I said, in addition to making hobby positivity content, I'd like to buy less boxes. I didn't buy many this year, and I really don't want to buy many going forward. I went a little overboard on certain products, and my card account balance is not where I want it to be. That's my fault. But I have a lot of inventory on hand. I have a lot of stuff that I can sell through, but that takes a lot of time. And I think one of the things I'm going to do different next year, obviously we've got a new administration coming. We're not going to do politics on this channel, but a new administration coming. We don't know what's going to happen with interest rates. We don't know what's going to happen with any tax changes. We don't know what's going to happen with any of that stuff. And I really just don't want to do a whole lot of buying this coming year. Maybe I just want to do more selling, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I've got a couple orders at PSA right now. I've got a ton of inventory on hand, and I just need to work through it. So that is another goal of mine for 2025. And last but not least, you guys let me know in the comments what you guys think I should do differently in 2025. What content do you want to see? I want to serve this market, eating, ripping, and betting, or there's not a lot of people that probably do all three together like I do. But if you do, this is the right place for you. And if you don't, that's fine. If one of the three suits you, hey, we're happy to have you. And we're going to build a community here. We're going to continue to do this through the 3-year mark coming up in April. And we'll celebrate that one. Maybe we'll do a ripping video of some epic proportions. But anyway, let me know in the comments below. I know I rambled there for about 15 minutes, but I just wanted to make a New Year's resolution video for you guys to give you guys a glimpse of what my goals are for 2025 and how I am going to be implementing some of those goals. So thanks again for watching, everybody. Have a great new year. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next video.